Hello and welcome to a new KSAT Money Q&A. I'm Ivan Herrera, and today I'm joined by Philip Hernandez, Chief Operating Officer of Geekdom. Philip, thank you so much for joining me today.
Right on.
And today we're going to be discussing San Antonio Startup Day, a condensed version of San Antonio Startup Week, which we talked about last year when you came on the KSAT Money Q&A. Now, tell me a little bit about the similarities between both events and how San Antonio Startup Day differs from the annual San Antonio Startup Week.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you weren't able to join San Antonio Startup Week back in October, that was a 7-day conference, jam-packed schedule. We had programming from 8 in the morning, and depending on what day you came, it went all the way till 8, 9, 10 p.m. So you can expect San Antonio Startup Day to be like one of the days during the week. And the problem that we saw with San Antonio Startup Week is if you weren't here during that 1 week, then you weren't able to really feel that momentum, feel that energy. And so we created, with San Antonio Startup Day, we created a monthly touch point where we open the doors to Geekdom. Anybody can come in and we provide programming that'll help entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs take their ideas and turn them into viable companies.
Now, you just had the inaugural San Antonio Startup Day this year at Geekdom in January. What can people expect at the San Antonio Startup Day on February 22nd for the upcoming months?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you weren't here in January, San Antonio Startup Day, it was packed. It was awesome. A full house. We had great speakers in the morning, in the lunchtime, and in the evening. In this last one in January, we heard from Ben Jones and Kat Dazan. Kat Dazan is our board chair here at Geekdom, and Ben Jones serves as our entrepreneur in residence. They had a panel discussion, and where Kat just interviewed him, but then also kept it really conversational, and folks in the audience were able to ask some questions and really just get to learn from those resources. What you can expect for the February 22nd one, the focus there in the evening event anyway, is we're going to bring some of our friends from down in the valley. They're going to sit on a panel moderated by Charles Wooden, our CEO, and they're going to talk about our initiatives and efforts that we have to work with the South Texas Triangle, specifically in the Rio Grande Valley. So we'll have somebody representing UTRGV that'll come and sit in on that panel. And then for the other San Antonio Startup Days, it's an open house here at Geekdom, and you can always expect those things to be different. So if you joined us last month in January, still, I hope to see you here in February. And we're going to continue to have these all the way up until October, when we still have the 7-day San Antonio Startup Week planned.
Now, how is a monthly event like this beneficial to entrepreneurs who may not be part of the Geekdom community, and how does it help those who are part of the Geekdom community?
So if you've never been to Geekdom, if you're not part of our community, I always tell people that if you truly want to see what's going on at Geekdom, you have to come here. You got to put your feet on the Geekdom floors, because there's an energy transfer whenever you're around an entrepreneur. And here at Geekdom, we're around hundreds of them all day, every day. So if you've never been a part of our community, this is a great entry point. It can be daunting to kind of start that journey of creating your own business. And there's a lot of things that we don't know what we don't know. The San Antonio Startup Day is a great entry point to come in, meet the community, introduce yourself, introduce your idea, and learn. As far as our members who are already here, the folks that we're bringing in for the programming, it's expert-led conversation. So you're still getting the benefit of getting those resources, and now you just get to broaden your network. So San Antonio Startup Day is for anybody who wants to scratch that entrepreneurial itch, who already has a company, who has an idea, and they don't know where to take it next, turn it into a viable business. It's for everybody.
Awesome. I love what you said about the energy transfer, because that's so true. I mean, when you get a bunch of smart people in a room, it just feels like electrifying. So now we discussed San Antonio Startup Day. Do you have any other events coming up at Geekdom to help entrepreneurs or those who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs like me?
Absolutely. You are welcome anytime. But we're currently about halfway through our incubator. And we're shooting to have 3 incubators this year. In about 4 weeks, this incubator will close up, and then we're going to announce that applications will be open. So if you have an idea and you want to come through, that's going to be your ticket. Also, we're going to do 2 pre-accelerators this year. And then we have a new program that we piloted back in December called the Startup Boot Camp. We're going to have those at least once a month. So that is a great initial program to start at Geekdom. You do not have to be a member to do Startup Bootcamp, and there's no cost to the folks that participate. But that's a great place to bring your idea and learn about the next steps that you need to take. All of this stuff, all of this information you can find on our social medias. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, but also go to our website, geekdom.com. You'll see our events calendar in there that we continue to populate. And if you're a member here at Geekdom, we have workshops that are happening weekly.
Definitely. I love the idea of this, the boot camp. I know that's like, just a few days, but that is just like a hyper accelerated version of how to become an entrepreneur and how to pitch and all that. So I love that you mentioned that. Thank you so much for mentioning, where people can find all this information. Philip Hernandez with Geekdom. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for always joining me on these KSAT Q&As, for telling us about these great events for entrepreneurs. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Ivan.